Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of ATA Talk. We welcome you all. This initiative basically is all about discussing new ideas, problem solving, something which is intentionally done to make sure that we invite not only some esteemed speakers like Ajay, but the platform is there for everybody to participate as well. So I'll share some quick numbers on today's episode 3. We had around 67 people who have registered for this talk, and out of this 82% are in the testing community. Okay, that's what people have filled in. And I we also asked whether you would like to be a speaker in ATA talk. 21% around people felt that yes, they want to. So if you are attending this ATA talk and if you want to speak and you want to be on the other side rather than being an attendee, but you want to be a speaker, my request, please get in touch with me. Let me know what you're going to speak on, and I would really be very happy to have you present next time or the next time after that. We want to do it every 2 weeks. So this is a program that is a fortnight. That is we are planned like that. I hope that we can have sessions planned going forward as well. Okay, and it's an immense pleasure to have Ajay with us. Ajay is going to speak on ATA Talk episode 3. One of my favorite topics, automation. Embrace it. Don't be scared. And I am sure that all of you know Ajay. Ajay is a dear friend. Ajay is a very humble guy. I would say he's one of those Indian testing gurus who is known around the world. Uh, Anybody who is from testing community across the globe, and if we talk about India, I'm sure that Ajay would fit in right on the top. Okay, and I have heard his presentations in various conferences. There is nobody else who can speak like him. He's a very sound orator, great person, very helpful person as well. And I am really glad that he's there with us for ATA Talk episode 3. Ajay, over to you.
Thank you, Aditya. Wonderful introduction. I'm not sure all of it I deserve it or not. There are many more better testers than me. I'm just trying out my best. I'm just trying out by making more mistakes than others have done, and that's where I'm somehow able to share my learning. So thank you for opportunities like this. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Are you able to see my
Yes,
screen?
yeah,
Okay,
that's
thank
me
you.
on the screen right now.
Okay. So how many minutes do I have for this talk?
Uh, we have around like we have planned an entire hour, so it is 6:03. We would also welcome questions, so you plan it accordingly. We want to end by 7, so this entire
Oh,
duration is all yours, Ajay. How do you want to structure it? Is all yours.
okay, fine. Very nice. So, the reason why I ask is as testers, first, let's know the deadline and then work towards it, right? So, what I will quickly do is show everyone all these slides, right? If you feel like you're not at this stage where this content will help you, feel free to do something that is useful, right? So, let me quickly start. So this is the index or the agenda slide. Then setting the context in terms of what actually we mean by automation, then test automation and all of that. Then the kind of questions that we need to ask, uh, and a little more details about those questions. Then the different types of testing activities a tester can should do, and then if you have never done any automation, if you're learning automation, what to do, and then what are the secrets, and then why automation projects are also projects, and then we wrap up, right? So this is the sneak peek into the talk, right? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. Um, at the same time, make notes, right? It helps. Or else, what happens is you start asking questions, but then you try to frame the question at that moment. It wastes some time, right? So, good. So, let's see what the topic is. Automation, embrace it, don't be scared. So, thank you, Aditya and team, for inviting me for ATA Talk. And I cannot see any one of you. I can see only my slides as of now. I'll soon connect with each one of you who is interested after the talk. I intend to finish around 40-45 minutes ish, and then 15 minutes for questions. Right. I also want to wrap up by 7. IPL is there. I have to create my Dream 11 team as well. Okay, let's get started. So first, what are we going to talk about? First, we'll talk about the definition. Right. What is meant by automation? What is the scope of automation? And then, kind of overlapping scope as well as landscape in terms of, uh, you know, are we fighting over a small piece? The whole world, is it fighting over a small piece? Or are there many more such landscapes that we are not even looking at it and then fighting over something called as automation, right? So, some thoughts around those points. And then what are the kinds of questions you can ask around automation? Brijesh would be proud, 5W1H, right? He keeps saying that. So 5W1H kind of questions around automation. And then if someone of you who says, I don't know automation yet, okay, so, oh, no issues. Even I was in that stage, not many years ago, and then I've taken some baby steps. If I can learn automation, even you can learn automation. Right? What are the secrets of learning, and why do we give up? Why do we give up in between? Right. So we'll talk about that as well. And then those members who say, I am 10 plus years in experience, I'm 15 plus years in the experience. Now no one hires me for hands-on role. Everyone asks for automation. I don't have hands-on automation experience. What do we do? Right? What should we do? No one is hiring. There is no opportunity. But then I want to get a job. Right? So yeah, something for use here. Right? Automation projects are also projects. Let's discuss that as well. Right? And let's okay, setting the context. Right? So what is automation? Take some 10 seconds and write out in Teams chat, what do you think is automation? Okay, go ahead and write. I'll just go here. I'll see the chat window. If anyone is writing, what is automation according to you? Yeah, last 5 seconds. Executing a task with minimal human intervention. Yes. What else? I think any task which reduces, okay, making the continuous process easier, something that reduces manual effort, anything that reduces human efforts using tools. Manual and repetitive tasks to make programmatically through automation. Okay. So all of you are talking on, good lines, similar lines. Did any one of you 100% say it is execution of tasks? You said anything that reduces human effort, through primarily through tools is automation, correct? Right. Now, this is not restricted to test execution. Remember that. Anything that reduces human effort versus test execution. These are like anything that reduces human effort is like a superset. In that, one of the ovals or one of the Venn diagrams, one of the circle is test execution. But somehow the industry is thinking automation equal to test execution. Test execution using Selenium, Cucumber, Rest Assured, whatever, all the tools names, that is automation. And somewhere we have forgotten the meaning of what is automation. Automation doesn't say use Selenium, use Cucumber, use Protractor, which is going away, use Rest Assured, right? Use Silk, use UFT, QTP, and then do something. That is automation. It doesn't say that, right? Automation says reduce human effort using tools. using tools. It doesn't start with tools in the mind, right? If you can reduce human effort without using tools also, that's also fine, right? But somewhere we have confused automation with test execution, and that's where 99% of the problems have started. Okay, so ask yourself the question, are you also blinded by automation? When people say automation, do you immediately start thinking test execution, or do you think automation? If you are thinking automation, then okay, no, you are on right track. If you, as soon as someone says automation and your brain starts thinking only about test execution, then there is a big problem. We need to discuss, we need to talk. Okay, the reason why, as I told, the reason why people struggle and also are afraid of automation is because of having that narrow view of test execution. The moment you come out of that narrow view, there is a lot automation can do, right? So start thinking on these lines. Where can automation be used? Okay, where all can automation be used? Recording this meeting is also an automation, if you know really understand, or else it had to be done manually using scribble notes and all of that, right? So any task, you can reduce human effort, you can save time, energy, effort using some tools. Automation, right? It is not automation of scripts that you have written. Those are two different things. Okay, what to automate? Now what to automate also you can contribute. Many people don't spend time thinking what to automate. They just automate everything, and that's the problem. Okay, so pay attention to where all automation can be used, and then pay attention to what can be automated. One important question many don't ask is what should not be automated. Okay, if you don't, there are few things you should not automate. But if you insist on automating, you will be spending more time than what it might have taken to do the same task manually or without tools. Okay. And you should also ask why to automate. Just because a tool can do something, do you want to do it? Or is there a need for it? If there is no need, no, don't spend time, effort, money. Okay. How to automate? Is it line by line? Is it script by script? Is it feature by feature? Or is it end to end scenario? Or is it I'll automate only the sanity, I will not automate anything else? What to automate? Will you automate using mocks, stubs, or you want everything to be set up first, working fine, tested well, stable in production, then you will go ahead and automate, right? So think about it, how to automate, which layer to automate. Everyone knows, right? The pyramid, the automation pyramid, the test pyramid, the UI component or the UI layer should automate the least compared to the unit levels, right? So let's start thinking on these lines, ask more questions. Where can automation be used? Do you agree that automation can be used to create test data? Right? There was this one beautiful project I was working on where we had to test pagination, and I consult teams, right? So I saw the team, the existing client team, the QA team, creating the test data again and again and again using random data without any meaning to that data. And they were testing only for 2 pages. Their logic was, if 2 pages works, every other page would work. I asked them, did you ever reach the max limit of this pagination? They said no. I said, did you even think of reaching there? He said, yeah, it will take so much time and it is so boring. I said, did you ever try automation? I don't know automation. I said, not knowing automation is not a problem. Not thinking that automation can do this or not realizing that automation can do this is the problem. See, the end goal should be use automation to do something. The end goal is not that you should use automation to do something, right? There is a difference. If you know someone who knows automation and you have the idea, that's enough. You both as a combo, if you don't fight together, the end goal will be achieved. But if you insist on, no, I only will have to do, I only will do, then that's the problem, right? Then it takes time, and you need to come out of your comfort zone and all of that. So creating test data, we used automation. We went to the developer and said, hey, developer, you know what? We want to test the max limit. We will give you all the data in an Excel sheet. What will can you help us automate and all that? Said, no need to automate. I'll put everything in DB using one query. Here is the query. We said, your lord, right? So what I want to highlight is you should have the idea, the intention of the right way to test and where automation can help, rather than uh, think on the lines of give me test cases, I will automate. No, right? So start thinking. Don't fight automation. Think automation as one of the tools, right? So creating test data, monitoring environments. Now there are so many people who are smart enough, who know that they create the dashboards. If this API goes down, or if this machine goes down, they will flash, right? So all of that is also automation only. Automation to monitor your environments, right? Calculating and comparing run results and timings. Now this is slightly related to execution, but then calculating across runs, comparing which one took how much time compared to the other runs, putting that in a graph maybe, right? So in a visual manner, to representing that in a visual manner, all of that you could use automation, right? Cleanup of test data and environment. So you run once, it is all done, and then now you need to clean up, right? So or else what happens, you don't know what to do, you need to again go take help of someone, right? So you could use automate. You could have spent 3 days testing something, right? And now you just write few scripts to clean up everything, right? Rather than manually go and delete, remove, confirm that I delete and all of that, right? So cleaning up of test data environments can also be done using automation. Mocking components, right? So that also can be done. You need not wait for everyone to be ready with their code for your code to be tested, right? So you could do that. Analyzing the changes. See, we are not smart enough, or I would not say smart, I would rather say it is not an easy effort on a human part. It's not easy for humans to make a note of every change that is happening. One, the developer could have forgotten to tell you that they have changed something. Two, the developer might not intend to change something, but it got changed. So the developer also doesn't know, right? So all of these changes in that code, right, or changes in a particular component, how can you find out? You could run tools. There was this beautiful tool called Beyond Compare. Run two files, it will clearly tell you which line was added, which was removed. So you could, that's also one of the ways of automation, right? And many a times testers think Monday to Friday, that's their job, and leave the machines for, they don't use the machines on Saturday and Sunday because they are enjoying weekend. Fair enough, enjoy the weekend, but don't let the machines energy go waste, right? So machines can be used on Saturday, Sunday, if you have automation running on them, right? So for a specific test, the bug comes only if it is used continuously for, say, maybe 36 hours. And in the test environment or in the staging environment, you are not able to get to that situation, because every 2 days you get a new build. Then you'll have to deploy, stop your testing, deploy, and again run for 2 days, again stop. So that way you're never reaching that 36-hour limit. Instead, you could try all of that using your automation, right? Automation can keep running and running and running. So you run on one machine, you can just say, let me run my application, continuously use it, and see when it crashes or what happens. Monitor the load again on server, that too using a tool, right? So all of this are some examples of places where automation can be used. The only one or two places where I've talked about test execution is that last one, long running execution, and then maybe calculating and comparing run results and time. So you see that apart from test execution, there are lots of places where you could use automation. Okay. Now the next question is what to automate. It is again based on a very simple thing. Some people don't appreciate if the answer is one line. They feel, oh, it's not thought through. Sometimes the short answers are the most beautiful answers. A big life hack is be kind. 2 words, right? But that's a very good life hack. Similarly, what to automate? Automate based on the ROI. If the returns on investment is more compared to the cost, and in cost you could put environments, infrastructure, training programs, the tool cost, the people salary, the time required, the monitoring effort required, the developer time required, approval time required, so all this is all under cost. Okay. So if the value is greater than the cost, then go ahead and automate. As simple as that. What to automate? Automate this. Okay. Now the next question is what not to automate. Right? If there are constant changes, if you yourself don't know what will happen next, right? So don't automate there. Right? You don't automate the execution part. Automate something else. Or don't automate when the cost outweighs the value. Why to automate? Please think. Is there a need? Or do you want to automate and put it in your appraisal? Be honest. Okay. Did someone ask you to automate and that someone has no clue of the product, project, the difficulty, then they're not even a tester, right? Think about it. Just because you bought a new tool, you want to make use of it and you want to automate, these are all bad ideas or bad reasons to automate. Okay. How to automate? Think of the choice of tool. Which tool will you use? The language. Your developers are writing in one language. Your testers want to automate in one another language. They want to pick an language where the support is very less. For example, Karate for web UI. Karate for API, okay, some documentation is there. Karate for web UI, hardly. Then next level, Karate for desktop, right? So think, just because you have some, go ahead and do it. Right? Think if it is actually needed, if it is the right choice or not, or right. So think on those lines in terms of when you answer the question, how to automate. Right? Do you want to automate specific cases, the problematic cases, the repeated cases, the cases that you need to test again and again and again, or the kinds of that are troubling you, or the kind of cases that will give you the most confidence, right? So think about it. Think on those lines and then automate. So, am I audible? Is my screen visible? All of that is right.
Your voice is breaking.
Oh, I'll some. Okay. Okay. It's about where to automate. Pay attention to the pyramid. Unit test should be more. API service layer medium. Workflow
Hello.
in an exploratory way.
Ajay, I
Based
think
on
we're
a
losing
result
your
of
voice again.
one of the tests, automation checks, you can then decide which check to run. Right. So yeah, I recorded a YouTube video on which layer to automate with an example. Okay. Someone has
Ajay,
unmuted.
Ajay, can you hear us? I
so
think, yeah, now we can see the
yeah,
PPT and there was voice breakage.
Okay, fine. So now I think it should be better, right? Yeah. Right. So that's about where to automate. Right. So think on these lines. Now, have I talked about any core automation principles till now? No. It's all that something that anyone and everyone can understand, right? So that is where I'm saying, don't be scared. Cross it once and then you will feel like, okay, this is so easy. Okay. Next, let's list out the testing activities. All the activities, or the majority of the activities that fall under the big umbrella called testing, right? First is you go ahead and understand requirements. Then you model the application. Then you'll have so many documents that you are forced to now organize it. Then you will talk to people. There'll be confusion, there'll be deadline confusion, there'll be document version confusion. You talk, you collaborate with people, you say, I need people with these kind of skill sets, right? Someone will say, no, you need to finish in 2 months. So you will say, no, I need 5 months. You collaborate, you talk, all of that. Right? So test designing, right? So test designing is like you design your test, then you start questioning your assumptions. Is my assumption right or wrong? Right? All of that. Then finally you execute as well. Then in between you learn about the systems, you identify bugs, you report it, you investigate, you triage with other stakeholders. Then you also go ahead and estimate, right, how much effort it will take. You identify some risk, you put in some mitigation plans. Then you plan the right tests, because now you have ideas of for thousands of tests, but then there's no time or money left to do 1,000 tests, right? So you say, okay, which 100 tests can I do, right? And then you report. Then finally you make sense of the whole project and the reports. Now if you see, with all these activities, why are we obsessed with just one of the activities, the test execution automated, right? There are so many other activities. Think on the lines of which part of each of those activities can be automated. That is one, right? Second, there are so many other activities you can do well, even if you don't know automation, right? So don't worry, don't be scared. If you are super good at the other, X number of activities, it's okay. People will understand that, okay, what if test execution automation you are not good at? You are at least very good at the other activities, right? But somehow we forget, just because we see say a baker, someone who we think everyone should be a baker. No, not required. Someone is needed to sell the cakes also, right? Someone is needed to make that calculation also. Someone is needed to make the raw material also. Same way in testing, if one person is automating the test execution, there are other people also needed to do other stuff. Okay, so focus on that. If this is like this gives you a headache, if automation gives you a headache, do the other things. There are so many other things. Just that we are not paying attention to those things, and then we say automation, automation, automation. And if you are someone who likes automation, think of how can you use automation in all of the other areas which I have mentioned. That would be very good real gain for everyone in the project and for you also, right? So how can I, given a website, how can I quickly create a spider map? How can I create a mind map of everything that I see? How can I download all the images? How can I download all the links? How can I collect all the links in a website? How can I navigate through all the pages and then spit it out in an Excel or a notepad? How can I go check each of these links and then see which one works or which doesn't? How can I see how many clickable elements are there on a web page? And then how can I measure the time for each of these links? Right? I can do all of those things using automation. It's just that we are not opening up our minds and thinking. We are blinded by, okay, automation means test execution, because the real meaning of automation word itself we have confused. We equate automation equal to test execution, and then all the problems come in. If you understand automation's real meaning, most of the problems will not come, and we'll also be super smart, and we'll add more value to the project. Okay, now what are the baby steps in automation, right? So this is for someone who is scared of automation, who has never done automation but then is now forced to do automation, right? Don't pick up any language to start with. Pick up the book called Head First Programming. First understand what are the core concepts of a programming language, right? What is a variable? What is a constant? What is a loop? What is a condition? What are functions? right? So think on those lines. What is a concept called as OOPS, right? So once you understand those core concepts, then irrespective of the language, you will be able to apply that concept, right? You'll then be able to understand, oh, okay, now I understand what's happening. Rather than like, oh, okay, Java, 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 println, or println, I don't know what does it do, println, I know this. Suddenly I show you Python and I say print, you will be like, oh, where is ln? Right? So don't get confused that way. If you know the core concept, okay, this is a function, this is also a function. Internally, it does this. This is what it does. Right? So understand at a ground fundamental layer. If you do that, then all of these are like, additions. It's like covering up, right? So, but if your fundamentals are not strong, if you don't understand the fundamental layer, what happens is you bind the syntax and everything to a specific language. A slight deviation also, you are like, no, that's a totally new concept. It's not a new concept. In this language, this is the syntax, right? You will be able to differentiate. Okay, you will be able to write the solution in plain English first. Suppose you want to go learn, a specific language. My suggestion is, say, open ProGate. It is, I think, 150 to less than 200 rupees, less than 200 rupees per month. And each language, any language chapter you pick up, they show you 2 slides, and then there is hands-on exercise. 2 slides, hands-on exercise. 2 slides, hands-on exercise. Right? That you can easily learn. You can play back again and again. There is no video and all of that. It is simple, colorful, baby-like, baby-friendly code lines, and then some graphics, and then exercise, hands-on exercise. So that way you'll get confidence, right? So use ProGate. Okay. Then listen to the exploring automation. I and Lavanya are doing this series. What we are doing is we are asking simple questions. What is automation? When should we automate? Right? If you see what are the sessions that we did? Second one we did approaches, pair programming, maintainability. Third one we did on automation across layers. This is what I was referring to. Fourth one, career, like I have spent 15 years now. What should I do? Where can you help? And automation testing pyramid. Then what is flakiness? Then fifth one, how to read code. Right? See, if you can't write code, at least you should know to read code. Then sixth show was on code reviews. Seventh was, what are the different knowledge levels in automation, right? And if you cross all these levels, then you can go to Test Automation University, right? And there is Tester Be Coder hai. Aditya, is it still on?
Yes, we would be launching our next one next month. We try to do a Java boot camp and also the Python boot camp. They are all free, and I'm sure that anybody who wants to pick up little automation will be benefited by attending those.
Right. So, make use of all of this, right? Start today and continue till you get the confidence. One of the main mistakes we do is, we go to a shop, we buy a bat, we face the first ball, we face the first over, and then we say, I am not Sachin Tendulkar. Cricket is not for me. Sachin Tendulkar is Sachin Tendulkar. You are you. Sachin Tendulkar also, even before World Cup 2011, he went to net practice. If Sachin Tendulkar with so many 300 ODI experience also goes and does net practice, who are you and me to not practice but then expect to master? Right? So think about it. We are not practicing enough, and then we complain that things are hard. Okay. My simple question to many people is, how many hours every day outside your office hours do you spend towards learning? The reason why you are stretching in office is, one reason is there is more work given to you. The other reason is you don't know what to do if not for office work. So you extend the office work till you are awake. If you had a schedule that I need to learn, I need to go learn, do 2 exercises of ProGate every day, I need to watch 1 video of BBST every day, I need to solve one Python program from that Python problems book. If you had that goal, right, then when the work increases at the other side, you will start thinking of efficiency there, and then quickly come out to do these things. Many people don't have a life after office, or even before office also. Office is their life. They confuse job and career. Big problem. Okay, some other ATA talk. Okay, so here are the secrets to learn automation. Daily learning. Spend minimum 1 hour. Okay. If you say you don't have time, my questions to you is this: how many of you have seen the who is that? Abhishek Bachchan's Big Bull?
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
So you have plans, right? Okay. So how many of you have seen the original, the other one?
We have seen. Yeah.
1992, yes.
1992, right? Big Scam Water, right?
Yeah.
How long was that?
How long in what
After-
sense?
I mean, time.
In terms of duration.
It was a 10 episode.
Yeah.
10 episode, right? Even if you put half an hour episode per episode, it was easily 5 hours. So we have time. It's just that we don't
Right.
focus. Right? If someone says they don't have time, I want to see their mobile phone. Do they have Prime Video? Do they have Hotstar? Do they have all the other OTT apps? If they have the apps, then I will not even believe that they don't have time. Right? So daily learning, minimum 1 hour. Many of us don't even know where our time is going. That is one more big problem. Right? Do you have a learning partner who also wants to learn? And then you both push each other for learning. Start from the basics. Don't try to be an expert. Do not compare your journey with others. Their journey is as unique as your journey. Don't compare. Don't give up. No, and learning should not be like, okay, I read 5 pages, okay, today I'm done with 5, tomorrow I am done with 5, okay, Ajay, I'm not learning anything. I did what you told, 5 pages, but I'm not. Engage with the material, question, make notes, practice. See, if this road is stuck, right, if you see a traffic jam on this road, you need to go here. Will you take this route, or will you change the direction and go somewhere else? You will change the route, correct? We are smart enough to change the route if there is a traffic jam, but if we face problems in Java, instead of changing the approach, for example, if we started reading book, we found difficulty, start using videos to learn Java. Rather than that, what we do is we change from Java to I learn security testing. Okay, security testing, you will find some difficulty, then you will say, okay, I'll go learn performance testing. Don't change the end goal, change the approach if you are stuck. Okay. And then it definitely requires some hard work. So please put in that hard work. Right? So with all of these secrets, we should also remember that automation projects are also projects at the end of the day. It also has people in it. It also has time as a critical dimension. It requires a lot of organizing. There are deadlines. There are some process and there are some process missing. There is a team. There will be a lot of assumptions and confusions. You will have to collaborate with people, teams. You will have to plan. You will have to also resolve many conflicts. You will also have to estimate. You will have to communicate, with many people. You'll have to unblock as well. Then finally, you'll have to share your experience as well. Right? So there are so many things you can do, right? Because automation project is also a project. All those who are like more than 10 years who have not done automation till now, no, don't lose hope. You have that project handling experience, right? Use that experience to do many of these tasks, even in an automation project. And side by side, do that ProGate, learning, all that stuff. Soon you will catch up. I have seen many testers, make some silly mistakes. not assert the right thing. LHS is equal to RHS and then they say assert. It will always be true, right? So things like that. So you as a experienced tester will be able to find those loopholes. They don't highlight risks early. They test on only one machine, which is super slow. They don't ask for more machines. Right? Think on those lines. So you can focus on all of these above, even with just enough automation knowledge, right? Because automation projects are also projects, which we forget. So with this, I'm done. I'm open for questions, and I'll stop sharing my screen.
Awesome thoughts, Ajay. Lot of them basically, even though the slides were there, but you had those pearls of wisdom. Like for example, the last one I really loved, where you said that everybody is able to change the route when it is blocked. Changing the approach will make you basically go to the last mile. So thank you so much, Ajay. And guys, feel free to ask Ajay because we have enough time. Amazing insights and the
So
way
as
that he
promised, I finished at 6:40. Now it is 6:41 because you spoke and it went 1 minute ahead. Yeah.
right.
So
So
these
guys,
are some of the skills that you can bring to any project.
yeah, agreed. Completely in agreement, Ajay. So Ajay, can you please show your camera? I think that would be great while people, and if somebody
Yeah,
wants to
I
chat,
think
they can show up their camera as well.
I want to do a small test. When I share screen, does video go off? I want to check.
Yes, it does go off.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
we can actually pin it. So if you want to share the screen and if you want to show video, we can pin you. And I think all of us can pin Ajay if you want. I think I don't know whether if I pin whether Ajay would be visible to all or not as a host. So we can do that, Ajay.
No, that's fine. So yeah. So that's my talk. Yes.
Sure. So Ajay, if
So
nobody's
open
asking, can I ask a quick question?
yes, please.
So for somebody who yeah, there is one question. Let us take that question first. Okay. So Santosh, would you want to speak up rather than me speaking your question? Okay, so let me say, Santosh is saying though automation is one of the aspects, employers just say, don't you know automation? And it is one of the rejections straightforward. What do you have to say about that, Ajay?
You know automation, na Santosh? Maybe you don't know test execution automation, right? There is a difference. So don't say you don't know automation. So, and don't stop there. Explain why you know automation and show examples of how you used automation to save time, money, effort. And it need not always be test execution automation, right? So that way you can say that I'm smart enough to use the right tools to get stuff done. Arvind, but interviewer is only judging based on coding skills. Because we highlight in our resume that I know this tool, I don't know this tool, right? Instead, if you say, I helped my last project save 12% of cost using automation, happy to discuss more, right? So you get a chance to express why and how you did that.
Ajay, can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can ask one more question, Marty.
Yeah, so I had joined the project recently and I tried to ask questions on the lines you had projected, but nobody had given me answers, nor I got a chance to find out answers for the questions that I asked. So like what to automate, what not to automate, how are you deciding these things? So how could I go about figuring out these things first?
So you see, someone must have hired you, and they must have hired you not to let the company make loss, but make profits, right? So tell them, hey, will you be okay if our company loses money? Say, no, I will not be okay. Will you be okay if we are wasting time? Say, no. Will you be okay if we do rework? Yeah, of course, no, Murthy. Tell me, what are you trying to hint at? then I'm asking this question. No one is helping me get the answer. But without knowing these answers, we'll be doing rework, we'll be losing money, we'll be losing time. So please, can you help me get these answers?
Okay.
See, it's all about how you convince or how you sell your idea.
Okay.
Yeah, so focus on those areas as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajay.
Ajay, one question.
Yeah,
Yeah, so on the lines of the this one interview thing that you said that we can showcase what all things we have done in the previous company, not only just test execution, but interviewer is not ready to listen. He is just judging on how much you know programming, but he is saying that we need some expert in Java like Selenium who can do execution. And so how will you able to help in that? And like he's just judging on based on these skills. So it is like fighting tough to get opportunity. But
so here is one super trick. Never go to any job through interviews.
sorry, didn't get it.
Never go to any job through interviews.
Okay.
Okay. Build your portfolio, build your brand, such that companies come hunting to you. People should know you. People should say, hey, you know what? I know one person has done this, or I've seen this person's talk, right? So, see, you know X number of things. How many of those things are you sharing to the world? The moment you share, 10 others will remember you saying, hey, you know what? Arvind has done that. Now you have 10 members saying, Arvind, Arvind, Arvind. If you don't share, then you are one of the members with the paper. Okay, talk to me and tell you. Skip the line. Tell to the world even before someone calls for an interview. That way you can easily bypass those interviews and see any company you want to work with, know the people there and see what problems they are facing, show the examples in your portfolio of how you have solved, and write an email to them saying, I think you're struggling with these kind of problems and here is my experience of how I solved such problems before. Let's talk. Not like apply for this position. Apply for this position, you're just a resume for that company and you're not you.
So Ajay, I think there's a lag between your video, and maybe it would be a good idea to unshare your video. Maybe that might increase the bandwidth.
Yeah, so I was saying with resume, one of the 300 people fighting for the 2-3 positions. And without the resume, with the portfolio, you would be like 1 to 5 people fighting for those 1 to 3 positions. Build portfolio, folks. Like Santosh has written that, shared that link, right? Those 10 projects in automation which anyone can do, and then keep sharing on their blog, social media, portfolio, GitHub, all of that.
Great. I think excellent, Santosh, and excellent, Ajay, for taking those questions. Any more questions, guys? Anything? So Ajay, if nobody's asking, I had that pending question still with me, right? So you shared about basically multiple ideas on how do you basically pick up automation, like for example, 2 slides and do something there. Do you think that today people basically who are trying to get into automation, would it be easier for them, and can they really not get scared and get into it? I personally feel that was a great suggestion, but I want to basically hear you again and stress on that fact that anybody can learn automation. It's not that something to be scared of, right?
So regarding what the slides, 2 slides.
Yeah, you talked about basically where there are
Huh.
2 slides and then they ask to solve some problems. Can you showcase that
Correct,
again
correct.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
the probate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me share. Let me see if I can launch probate. Okay, so for example, say we'll go to JavaScript. Okay, then we'll say start lesson.
1 second, we don't see your screen yet.
So what is I've shared my screen.
Not visible yet.
So you can go to Progate and try out that.
Okay,
There are some free lessons also, right? So
sure.
you can try Progate and yes, see, I did not know J of Java. I learned Java from there, and then I used Test Automation University also. But then I think the secret was more on. I had a learning partner, Anandi, and we both used to get up at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning and spend easily 1.5 hours learning that, right? So, do you see my screen now?
Yes, we
No?
do.
Okay. So, it says, see, let's learn ES6. You say, click next. What is ES6? Okay. Running JS code. How do you run code? Right. Console.log. So print is Python, right? System.out.println is Java. So here it is console.log. Okay. So next, okay, let's start the exercise. Now, what are they trying to teach us? Console.log. Welcome to ES6. Let's learn with Ken the Ninja. So they say press the play button at the top. Right. So
Very
let's
nice.
learn with Ken the Ninja. Now, what do they want us to try out? Press the your result will not check the output in the console. Yes. Now we'll submit. Okay, so you have completed console.log. So you'll go to the next lesson. So this way you can keep on learning till you get confident, right? And you can always come back also to the previous lesson. So here they explain, okay, what is this, right? Why we need strings, I mean double quotes because this is string. What happens if there is no string, right? One slide, 2 slide, I mean one more, and then an exercise, right? So that way. So very easy to learn. I liked it. So you can also try out.
Nice. I think that would be something that anybody can start. And personally, I feel that the first swimming part, if you and as you rightly said, don't get scared. The first
Yeah.
few steps for swimming, when you start really to float, once you know how to float, then you can become a swimmer. So the first few strokes or first few days are the toughest. When you get really scared that you might get drowned, but no one gets drowned. Okay.
So here is the thing, right? When you feel like, oh, can I do this or not? Remember you passed 10th standard. Remember that you passed 12th standard. Remember that the engineering exams that you felt like this exam to gaya, that also you passed, right? M1, M2, M3 also you cleared. So you have all of these are stages. So you will cross this also. You just have to do it. It's just like the secret of any startup is to start. The secret of any big journey is to start. Okay. So please go ahead and start.
Very true. In fact, that is true for all the other newer resolutions as well. We start doing some exercises in the first 2 3 weeks and then we forget about it. Sustenance. Once you start sustenance and continuously, you have got to do that. So Ajay also mentioned that in his talk as well. Guys, this is where I think a very wonderful way to bring things out and to suggest people that don't get scared. Uh, yeah. So, guys, any more questions? We have still 5 minutes, and I would not waste Ajay's time. Ajay's time is precious, very precious. 5 minutes is a lot. So, guys, go ahead and ask any questions, any suggestions, or you want to chat with him. Please go ahead. Any other thing that you want to say to him? This is your time.
So I recently started my one-on-one coaching program. So I've shared the link. It is testwithajay.com/coaching. So if you see that page also, right, it is not like a super coach brand website and all of that. It is just enough data to get things started. I could have created a shiny website with testimonials, with why you need to attend, what you will lose if you don't attend, a video with all of that, right? And that is where many people take ages to do something. Start. Then we'll see
Yeah.
what can be done.
Very true.
You will always win compared to those who are still dreaming.
Correct. I'm 100% agreeing with that, Ajay, because I've been an entrepreneur for last 10 years. And had I not basically started doing something of my own, I would have always been on the other side. So, yeah, things are different, things are nice, but give it a try. Give what you like, give it a try. If you're scared and if you feel that's the need of the market, why are you waiting for it, right? Right, Ajay?
Yeah, and the good thing, you know what? I was scared that, protracted. It is now gone. Okay. So things are changing so fast
Yeah.
that no one can be a 15 years experience in one of the tools.
Yes.
You are at the same level as the fresher who is starting up.
Absolutely
You
right.
have that whole experience. That fresher doesn't have the experience but has the energy.
Yeah.
But then with your experience, you know when to push hard, when not to push hard. So you can beat anyone. I
Yeah.
keep telling people, I don't have talent, but I have hard work skill. I'll beat anyone in a marathon session, like in learning. I
Yeah.
can sit for hours together and learn and beat you left, right, center. Okay, you might have talent, but you cannot beat my hard work. Right? So that way, you figure out what you have and grow it very well.
Great. I think that was also one of those key mantras, guys. Even if you are working out continuously, sustaining it, hard work, I'm sure that that would basically uh, be really fruitful. Yeah. All right, guys. So I think there are 2 minutes left. If you guys want to say something to Ajay, this is your time.
Or
Otherwise, yeah.
you can always contact me. I'm like Ajay184F on different social media.
Yes.
You want to switch on your video? We can take a big
Yes.
screenshot.
Let's take a big screenshot, guys. Let's share your video.
Seems to be a question. Thank you. Yeah, so you have someone who has patents and all of that in Srinath Acharya, right?
Yeah.
And then see that's how people, even if with so much of learning, he is attending all these sessions. So right, that's the attitude someone needs to have.
Yeah. And where are you, Srinath? We are talking about you. Can you show up?
Yeah, just hold on. I am. Yeah. Not sure. Are you able to see me?
So my daughter actually, when she's attending school days, her teacher actually does this trick. Can you show your video? So we were just checking if Srinath is there or not.
Are you able to see me? I am on a dual monitor.
No, not yet.
Okay. I think you can't see me then. Yeah.
No problem. So I can't
No
see
problem.
anyone else.
Yeah. All right, guys. So out of all the lot, I think we have taken a group picture here. Thank you so much for being with us, guys. post it on social media. We really want all of you to also come up and be a part of the ATA talk. And if you want to be part of the ATA talk, raise your hand now. So if you are there and if you want to be part of the ATA talk, that would also be part of the journey that Ajay mentioned. Don't get scared. Come on the other side, and we would love to host you on this series. Kinjal, thank you so much. Others as well. This is your opportunity. Let you please be in touch with me, Kinjal, Mahati. Make sure that we have you guys also speak up in the ATA Talk series. It would be amazing to have everybody speak up here and learn and share your knowledge. Share what is close to your heart.
So much. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you so much from
Thank
all
you
of
very
us. Thank you, Ajay. It was wonderful, really wonderful to have you with us. Great, great one.
Yes, thank you. This was one of the presentations where I completed like 10 days ago. Or else it is usually 5 minutes before the end moment I would be finishing up the slides. This one talk was like, close to my heart, and I kind of said, "Bhai, kya kar kya rahe ho? Ye lo, suno." Right. So thank you for this talk opportunity. We'll stay in touch.
Thank you so much, Ajay. Can we have a round of applause for Ajay, please?
Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
See you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. It is
Bye-bye.
7:01. Really amazing to have all of you, and stay connected. We'll have more ATA talk and episodes going forward. Thanks, guys.